drugs and took my love, and when I left out the spot, I left the party with the party marking X on the dot. She calls my phone up, but I told her I'm a loner. But she likes my watch and my drop top and my persona. We hit the highway 155 with my whole foot on the dash. She's in my air, she's got no fare. She could care less if we crash. But on my radar, I've got some nerve to play hard. I waited for my chance. We're playboys, we don't dare. That's my heart. Speeding car going 90 in the rain. She took my heart, filled it with nothing but pain. This beat in my hands, it's not for romance. I wanna stay with playboys, we don't dance, dance, dance. So I won't dance again. Oh baby, no I won't dance again. Oh yeah, no I won't dance again. No I won't dance again. Pretty baby, ooh.
What is good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode brought to you by the League FFB. Thank you again for joining me today. It is Tuesday, a short week here for Thanksgiving week, so plenty of games already just around the corner, about 48 hours away. Less than that, actually, now that we're thinking about it. Thursday morning, we will have games on. As always, this is a start-sit stream, so we're here today to answer your start-sit questions, trade questions, waiver questions, anything that you guys may have as we head into week 13 of the fantasy football season. And as always, I'm going to try and get through all of these questions here in today's episode for about an hour. We're going to go till about 9 Eastern. But if there is any opportunities here today where you're like, I don't want to wait, for the line. I want to just skip the line, get my question answered right away. Do me the favor. The best way to skip that line is going to be a super chat. I'm going to answer those immediately as soon as they come in and I notice them. So that's going to be the way to do that. Otherwise, you can wait in line. First come, first serve. That's the way I like to do it. And if you guys could hit that like button for me. It is the best free way to show this channel some support. And if you want to go above and beyond, I did mention it is Thanksgiving week. Right now, over on Underdog, our friends of the show, they do have Feast Week, which means that you are going to get promos in the app every single day. This week, starting today, you get that Steph Curry gimme pick. Tomorrow, you get a 50% NBA profit boost. And on Thursday, you get supercharged NBA entries. You get all of that stuff by signing up using promo code LeagueFFB. And if you sign up and play $5, you will get $100 in bonus funds as well, just by using the promo code. So it's $100 for free just by typing in that word LeagueFFB. You guys see it on the screen. Now, I don't need to hit anywhere else on the intro. I do want to thank everybody who is here early. Guys like Jivo, Sports Zone, Insidious, Noli, Birdie, MK, Grizz, everybody who is here early. Frank, appreciate you guys. But let's just hop right into these questions, man, because we got a lot of them. First question that I got here is from Jivo. He says, any DFS content coming or any good recommendations for daily in case I lose in the playoffs? I want to make some money back. No DFS coming on this channel. We do a little bit of best ball in the summer, but that's about as close as I get to DFS. Other than that, though, I really don't play too much. When I do, I think the fantasy footballers have a really underrated DFS stuff. You can go check out their DFS pass over on their website. I think you can check that out. They have a DFS podcast, some other things like that. So Jivo, if you're looking for stuff, I think the ballers do a great job at it as well. He says 10 team super flex. I give Bucky a 26 mid to late first and a third. Tesla for Brees, Waddle, DK. Okay. I think I kind of want... I mean, I would take Brees, Waddle, and DK if I'm contending this year. But if you're not a contender, I kind of like the Bucky in the first side for long-term value. But I think right now, Brees and Waddle and DK feels like that would be the contending move right there. What's up, Sports Zone? Appreciate you being here. Insidious says, is that 9 or JJ McCarthy playing on Sunday? Brother, I don't know. I have no idea right now. And he says, with Sadiq being the best tight end prospect since 61 Ditka, where do you think he'll be drafted in fantasy rookie drafts? He's going to be a late first rounder, in my opinion. We were seeing guys like Tyler Warren and Colston Loveland go about there. I think we're probably going to see Sadiq. Haven't got into his tape. And when I say tape, I mean like diving into the all-22. I haven't dove into the all-22 on many of these prospects yet. I have more free time in the offseason to do that. So that's when I get into the all-22. But I'm going to be interested to see how he stacks up against a guy like Loveland that I watched last year and a guy like Warren that I watched last year. And I loved Warren, by the way, as a prospect. Noli says, Dynasty Superflex, 6-point passing, 12-team start 10, and 3 wide receivers. J.J. McCarthy and Wan'Dale Robinson for T-Law. T-Law is my quarterback 3 and never starts. Wan'Dale would be in my flex for a contending roster. I have no issue with it. I think J.J. McCarthy and T-Law, for the most part, are still somewhat similar assets. You're basically getting a free Wan'Dale to move laterally, in my opinion. He says, also, Andrew the man, I'm the top contender in the league with another guy who has CMC, JT, Chase, Hurts, and then not much else. Should I send him Lamb and my wide receiver 2 behind JSN for JT and a, and a second in a Dynasty Superflex? If you're the top contender, I have no issues trading for JT. Long term, I would rather have Lamb, but I have no issues trading for JT because I think he's going to help you win more this year than I think Lamb will the rest of season. And then he says, is JJM dead? I've seen flashes, but haven't been watching much since. Just remember the way that he beat the Bears and the Lions. I mean, those are the flashes. That's what we've seen. I think for me, I think a lot of the physical tools, the physical gifts that people were questioning, I remember some of the pre-draft narratives were like noodle arm, not athletic, blah, 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 blah. Like some of that stuff, I think it's all been debunked. If anything, the arm, he needs to let off of it a little bit because it's been too, everything's been a fastball. He needs to kind of develop some of the other stuff. So for me, right now, it's been less than ideal. But I think he's certainly a player that the Vikings should continue to keep trying to build around, at least for the, foreseeable future. So I haven't seen enough to move off of him as a fan. Is Bucky an auto start now that he's back in, or are you giving it a week? I have him as a running back 2 in my rankings this week. Kind of similar to how I would view a Breece Hall, similar to how I would view an Ashton Genty. But I think he's a guy that you should probably be plugging into the lineup. MK says, what up, man? Do you think that Devin Neal is worth a waiver priority to throw in the flex? I'm all for it. I think he's the best waiver wire pickup this week if you need an immediate play. So if you're looking for that, we're down to crunch time. It's week 13, 14, and then playoffs are going to be here. You need some wins. Devin Neal's worth a priority to try and grab and plug into the lineup. And he was used in the receiving game last week as well. Birdie says, will you be doing a Friday night stream too with Thanksgiving? Yes, we will. Friday night, we will still be live. The only thing that is changing this week is there is no stash video because that was merged with the waiver wire video this week. And there's going to be no Dynasty Trade Review show this week. The Dynasty Trade Review show, we talked about it earlier and said that maybe it would, maybe it wouldn't happen. But after talking with War and MFGDs, we kind of decided that we're going to take the week off of the Dynasty Trade Review show this week. So that's not going to be on schedule, but everything else will be the same. The streams will be the same. Grizzly, what up, man? Dust says PPR 0.25 tight end premium start 3 all in the flex. Kenneth Walker, Alec Pierce, Keenan Allen, Kareem Hunt, Booty, Theo Johnson, Aaron Jones, and John Mechie. Okay, 0.25 tight end premium doesn't give me too much of a bump, so I think I'm probably going to go with Kenneth Walker, Alec Pierce, and I think Aaron Jones. Those are going to be the 3 that I play there in those flex spots. Would you trade away Achane for Brian Thomas Jr. in a 27 first or Chase Brown? I would prefer the 27 first to Chase Brown, so if I have to pick between Chase or the first, I want the first. If I'm a rebuilding team or a team that's not contending this season, I'm okay moving HN for BTJ in a first. I think you're buying low on BTJ, and I think the first is only going to go up in value over time. Bradley says, sitting Egbuka valid this week, got Worthy versus the Cowboys and can maybe pick up Devin Neal, Jaden Reed, or somebody. I understand maybe wanting to sit Egbuka. I've bumped him down my rankings quite a bit. He's my wide receiver 21 right now. But I don't know if that's lower than, I mean, it's not lower than Worthy, and it's not lower than Devin Neal, and it's not lower than Jaden Reed. So I would still play Buka, but you are tempering the expectations with Teddy Bridgewater likely under center. Let's move on to John. Says, yo, what's up? I sent in a trade for the trade review show. Good to see it on there. Appreciate it, man. I'm glad that you guys are still submitting stuff. We're definitely looking for more submissions as the year continues to go on, because we want to do it as much as possible. We love that show, man, and you guys love it too. It shows in the analytics, so we want to do it as much as possible. What's up, Aiden? Appreciate you being here, man. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. Rob says, Andrew, I traded Burrow for JSN. I still have Lamar and Allen. The team that I got JSN from has Baker and Rodgers. Did I fleece? This is a super flex keeper league. Yeah, I mean, I think you did. The fact that you have Lamar and Allen, you don't need Burrow, and JSN is damn near the best fantasy football wide receiver you could have right now. So, yeah, I mean, it's a fleece in my opinion. I like it though. Just sent a trade offer of London for Neighbors and Travion in Dynasty. Yeah, if you can pull that one off, I like that one a lot. I like the Neighbors and Travion side. Who's your favorite wide receiver out of this upcoming class? My favorite one right now is Jordan Tyson. He's probably the consensus number one right now, but I think he is legitimately as good as it gets. I would think that he would be towards some of the top wide receivers in this last class with Tetaroa and Travis Hunter and Egbuka. So really like Jordan Tyson. It's going to come down to where the landing spot is, but so far I've liked everything that I've seen, and we'll see how that continues to improve as we get into the All-22. Jason says, besides Neal, any other waiver wires that I should target? Sampson, Rodriguez, Carter, Mechie, Dortch, Yoshi, DK, even if I don't see myself starting any of them, maybe just to keep away from others. And he says, how much fab for Neal? I think Neal's probably a guy that I'd be spending like 15% of the fab maybe on. But if you're looking for other guys, Rodriguez probably feels like one of the more intermediate plays off of the waiver wire. I think you can play him this week. Same with Yoshi. Yoshi would be one of the top guys for me. I think my top players off the waiver wire in that episode this week were Yoshi and Neal. So yeah, I'm probably looking at those two guys. Yoshi, Rodriguez, and Neal would be the ones that I'm looking at. AK says, I traded away Lamb, Brees, and Chase Brown for Gibbs, Myers, and the Bucks D in a 12-team PPR start 7. Team is now Daniels, Mayfield, Dart, Gibbs, Brees, Hall, Henderson, Sharps, JSN, Egbuka, Michael Wilson, Myers. Traded away Lamb, Brees, and Chase Brown for Gibbs, Myers, and the Bucks defense. I get it. I don't know if I love it. I mean, your weakest position was team is now. Now I'm just looking at this. You said team is now, and then you included Brees Hall in there as well. So I'm wondering how that worked out. But I think I like, from a value standpoint, the Lamb, Brees, and Chase Brown side. But from a best player available, that's obviously Gibbs. Yo, what up? What up, Modern? What do we got here? What do you think? And should I make any moves before the trade deadline tomorrow at noon? If that is your roster with Daniels, Mayfield, Dart, Gibbs, I don't think Brees is on there because you said he traded him. Henderson, Sharps. I think you might need another running back, and I'd be willing to move off of one of the QBs. That's probably what I'd be looking to do. QC says, what's up, Drew? I need 2 wide receivers to start this week and 1 flex out of the group in a full PBR league. Rome, Egbuka, Michael Wilson, Dowdle, and Sutton, Neal, and Harvey. Okay, so 2 wide receivers for me this week. The first one is probably going to be... I think it's Michael Wilson. unless Marvin is back. So I guess here's the better way to look at it. I'm going Wilson and Igbuka for the 2 wide receivers, unless Marv is back. And then if Marv is back, I'm going Igbuka and Rome. The flex for me is going to be Dowdle. So I'm going to play Dowdle, Igbuka, Michael Wilson. If Marvin is back, go Rome instead of Michael. Let's see. Diggs, Rome, or Javonte in the flex spot. I like Diggs over Rome. As far as Javonte goes versus Diggs, I'm probably going to lean Diggs. Give me Diggs in this spot. Need 1 win this week to clinch the playoffs. Hell yeah, let's go get it, man. What are you comfortable sending for Hunt in a 14-team Superflex start 9 as your running back 2 on a contender? Early third. Third's fine. Yeah, and in 14 teams especially, I think, you're looking at that third even different. So I'm okay with that if you need it as a contender. As an RB2, though, that feels so sketchy, especially with Pacheco back this week. Got DK, Javonte, Genty, Amon-Ra, Nico, Tet, Tyler Warren, Brees, Hendy, Woody. Just traded Nico and Brees for Kyron and Jettas. May not be smart, but flipping JJ and Genty for Devontae, smart or no? Nico and Brees for Kyron and Jettas. I don't mind that at all. I think I still prefer Kyron and Jettas. Flip JJ and Genty for Devontae. I'm assuming that's Devontae Adams. I don't think I want to. I don't think I would do it. MK says start 1, Pearsall, Parker Washington, DK, or Dortch. This is a tough question because honestly, my gut just initially goes, yeah, let's play Ricky Pearsall, but he hasn't been good since getting back into the lineup. I'm looking at him in my rankings right now this week. I have him below Parker Washington, so I am going to lean Parker, even though I really wish I could be playing Pearsall with confidence, but I can't at this point in time. Any plans for Turkey Day? Just watching football. We're going to be at the house. My wife's cooking, so just staying at the house watching football and eating some food, man. That's all we're doing on this Thanksgiving. So Insidious says, could you start 3 with Marks, Kelsey, Rico, Hampton, QJ, Parker, Washington, Pacheco? Yeah, it's going to be Rico and Hampton pretty easily for me. As far as the other play, I think it's probably going to be Kelsey. So Kelsey, Rico, Hampton. Those are the 3 for me. Rank these wide receivers rest of season in full PPR. JJ, Pittman, Smitty, London, Tedero, McMillan. I'm going London 1. I'm going JJ 2. Pittman 3, Tet 4, Smitty 5. I might go Smitty over Tet, but they're 4 and 5 to me. What do we got? Alexa says, somebody dropped Keon Coleman. Is he even worth trying to flex, or would you rather start a Jets wide receiver, Mechie or Mitchell? Yeah, I'm not interested in Coleman. I mean, he's not even really playing right now, so I'm not interested in him. Would probably rather play the Jets receivers. If I have to pick one, probably Mechie. Rico or ETN rest of season in full PPR. Give me Rico. Gonna start Igbuka and Worthy in the flex and hope for the best. I don't hate it, man. What do we got here? A-Rod says, I'm trying to dump the bag on the Vikings backup quarterback. I actually really liked his preseason tape. A lot of people are really quickly throwing the Brock Purdy, Trey Lance comp out there, which is fine. It is what it is. It comes with the territory. But I have picked up Bosmer or Bosmer. I can't even really remember how you say his last name. But I picked him up in a couple dynasty leagues, and I agree the preseason tape was solid. But in all fairness, JJ McCarthy's preseason tape was pretty good too, in the few games that he played. So, not Brees, it was Judkins. Ooh, yeah. If it's Judkins, then you feel better about the running back. I probably would just be trying to grab another wide receiver. Gadsden, Ferg, or Juwan Johnson in full PPR. I'm going Ferg, man. I'm going Ferguson. I got him top 5 in my rankings right now. Gadsden is 7th right now. So give me Ferg. Traded Ferg and Pickens for CD and Barner, and I'm getting flamed. Feel like it's boring preference trade, LOL, but everybody yelling at me that Pickens they wide receiver 1. That is one of those moves that I think you look at today, you let them roast you, and then you laugh about it in about 12 months when everybody's like, oh my God, can you imagine that he got CD Lamb for George Pickens and Jake Ferguson? I think that's what the haters sound like. Oh my God. That's what that's all I hear. So I think it's a savvy move. I think they're tripping. I'm still in running back trouble. I have Amarion, Travion, Hunt, Tucker, and Emmanuel Wilson. Do I go get Neal on waivers? So much injury dependence. Yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to it. I think I like Neal more than Tucker right now. Michael Wilson, I feel, still has value even when Harrison returns. I agree with this. I just don't know if it's the level of production that he has had over the last couple of weeks. Who do I sit this week out of Jamar, Nico, Devontae, and London if healthy? If you're going to sit one of them... Probably London. I'm probably sitting him whether he's healthy or not. Hard to sit Warren, but I have Andrews on my bench against the Bengals. What do you think? I have Andrews 3rd overall in my rankings, so I think I'm going to go with Andrews here. JMO, Marks, Jalen Warren, Igbuka, 1 wide receiver, and a flex. I'm going Igbuka. I'm going Jalen Warren. I don't know if you do defensive rankings, but who would you start out of the Eagles, Jaguars, and Texans this week only? Yes, we do them. I really only answer like 2 people a week on the defensive questions because nobody really asks them. I still do them in kickers, but the highest one in my rankings, Eagles, Jags, Texans, is the Jags. The Jags are the highest in my rankings this week. Excuse me, folks. What do we have here? Burrow or Drake? May. Want to give Burrow a week to recover, but May lost some key guys on the line. He did. And they're big pieces there on that offensive line. I think for me, I'm still going to trust Drake May this week. I got him as a top 5 play. But I'm not nervous about playing Burrow right now. Gadsden or Strange rest of season and no PPR. I think you got to go Gadsden still. Part 1, I traded Scattaboo to a rebuilding team and he gave me Devontae Adams. The manager of Adams sent me the offer. It's a keeper, 2 league, and I'm a contending team. Part 2, he says people are giving me shit about fleecing. However, I'm involved in every trade. What do I do? Ignore the haters. That's what I would do. I wouldn't worry about fleecing. I will say, Rob, you've thrown a couple trades out here and you have won a lot of them. You know, that's not your fault. But you can look at those league mates and say, get good, kid. MK says, do you have a wide receiver tier list for this week? I am going to have the wide receiver and the running back tier list coming out tomorrow. So I usually make those in the morning. I will be working on those tomorrow morning to get those out for you guys. You taking Seahawks minus 21.5 this week? I am. You know, I am a little disappointed, honestly, that we're not going to get the McCarthy-Darnold matchup. Who are your faves for the playoffs? I have Texans defensive team and Jason Myers, but I'm looking to get one more kicker and defense. I do like the Eagles defense for the playoffs. I like the Bucks defense for the playoffs. I like the Chiefs defense for the playoffs, the Bills defense for the playoffs. Those would be some teams off the top of my head. Kickers for playoffs. Cam Little, Kyomie Fairbairn, Evan McPherson, Jake Elliott. Those would be some guys with some positive matchups in the playoffs. Get good, kid. All right. What do we got here? Rice or Amon-Ra St. Brown rest of season? It's Amon-Ra. Should I drop Jordan Addison or will he bounce back versus the Seahawks? I'm not dropping him. The Vikings still have the best rest of season schedule for wide receivers. If Max looks decent and he gets 2 weeks or 3 weeks, you're not going to have wanted to drop him. So I'm not dropping him yet. Is Rashi facing Denver in the championship scary? Yeah, it can be. But I think it's going to come down to the start your studs thing. You start your studs anyways. I'm also the commissioner. Should I stop fleecing? I feel stuck since nobody else is making moves unless I'm involved in the trade. These are all grown men playing. I'm not too worried about it, Rob. I wouldn't be too worried. Don't overthink it. Trade away Ashton Mint. Trade away Ashton Genty, I'm assuming, for Kyron Williams. It's a matter of preference. Same tier guy for me. Thank you, Marcy. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. Yeah, I think they're the same tier. It's preference for me. The offense is better in Los Angeles. AMJ says 12-team Superflex, start 11. I need to fill out a tight end flex and a Superflex. My options are Bowers, Gadsden, Hunter Henry, Dowdle, and Burrow. I mean, the Superflex has to be Joe Burrow. That's pretty easy. And then the tight end is Bowers. The flex is probably Dowdle. So I'm going Bowers, Dowdle, and Burrow. I saw it, Rob. Yeah, I'm not too worried about it. I wouldn't be... Just keep doing you, man. I wouldn't trip. Is McCarthy not playing? I mean, right now, he's got a concussion, man. So, we'll see, man. I just don't... I don't know, man. Yeah, as you can tell, this is frustrating. But he's not playing this week because of a concussion. And then... I don't even know if he'll play next week against Washington. Rough scene. Tough scene for sure. Daniel Jones or Purdy? No way Purdy throws for 3 interceptions again. Yeah, that was diabolical. I have... Who do I have higher? Oh, they're back-to-back in my rankings. Tough matchups for both. I got Daniel Jones 1 higher, though. PPR need a flex for the week, or need to pick a flex for week 14. So rank the top 4. Burden, Juwan, Strange, Mechie, Slayton, Neal. Projecting 1 week into the future, I think the ones that I feel the most comfortable with are both of the tight ends, Juwan and Strange. Probably Burden after that, and then probably Mechie. So give me... Strange 1, Burden, Strange 1, Juwan 2, Burden 3, Mechie 4. Neal, I'm worried he's just a 1 week play. Would you trade Jettas for Saquon? 1-for-1 in a redraft. Same tier of guy for me. Like I said with Addison, the rest of season schedule for the Vikings is really, really good from a fantasy perspective. I mean, it's just green matchups the rest of the way. You get the Seattle matchup was their last tough one, but then it's green the rest of the way. Washington, you get Dallas week 1 of the fantasy playoffs, which is a smash matchup for them. You get the Giants. I'm okay if you want to go Saquon, but that matchup for Minnesota is still tempting for me. Low-key, I'm feeling a big game for the Vikings this week. We got no safeties and backup linebackers have been balling, but they got to regress soon, I'd imagine. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't even know if I'm ready for... If the Vikings do have that game where it's a big game and they ball out, I don't even know if I'm ready for the narratives that are about to be spun. I think I would rather crawl into a hole and just lay there. I hope they win, but god damn it, dude. What's up, Grizz? Says you rolling out May or Brissett. I currently have May higher in my rankings. Start 3 with Jefferson, Etienne, Bucky, Trey Benson, Chase Brown, Odunze. Give me Jefferson. Give me Bucky. It's between Etienne and Chase. I think I'm going to go with Chase. So give me Chase Brown, Bucky, and Jefferson. Oh, he says start 4. Okay, then Etienne's the last one. Etienne, Jefferson, Bucky, Chase. Daniel Jones, T-Law, or Joe Burrow. Give me Joe. Dart or Brissett this week. I have, I think I have Brissett higher. Let me double check. I do have Brissett higher. So give me Brissett. Naturally, the guy said no to Neighbors and Trey. How do you like a counter of Ladd and Hendo for London? I'm a contender. I don't mind it. I think you're still winning that deal. I have Lamar. Should I get Burrow off of waivers? My opponent needs a quarterback and I have waiver priority, but I also would give up my waiver priority and possibly miss out on Neal. I mean, you would be keeping a top 10 quarterback play in my rankings off of their team this week. But is that more important than you playing a running back that you probably need? And I have Devin Neal right now as my running back 22. I think I'd rather still use Neal. I think I'd rather play offense than defense. It's a good idea though. Any chance Hampton plays this week? If so, do you roster him? I think there is a chance he plays this week and absolutely should be rostered. If he plays this week, I think probably should be considered. Where is he in my rankings? Probably could be considered like a top 15 play at the running back position if he plays. Trade Jalen Warren and Kenneth Walker for Genty. I have Javonte Williams, wide receivers of Puka, London, Smith, Pickens. Yep, I'm all down for it. I think you're definitely upgrading going to Genty. You got the Colts or the Texans this week? I'm going to go with the Colts as the winner of that game. I think I chose them in our Pick'em League. All right. We are caught up, folks. So I am going to give you guys some more opportunities to throw some questions in. I will remind you, it is feast week right now over on Underdog. So starting tonight, you do get that Steph Curry gimme pick that you guys can unlock. You can get the 50% NBA profit boost tomorrow, and you can get those supercharged entries on Thanksgiving. You only get those if you sign up using promo code LeagueFFB. If you play $5 after you've used that promo code, you'll also get $100 of bonus cash thrown into your account. So a free $100, all of those promos that you just saw on the screen, you get all of that by using promo code LeagueFFB, and it does support the channel. So thank you. If you guys are willing to go do that, I would greatly appreciate it. But other than that, let's keep these questions coming. And if it slows down at some point, I may wrap this up a little bit early, because I won't lie to you, about 20 minutes in, my throat started hurting like a motherfucker. So honestly, we'll keep pushing as long as the questions come. But if they slow down, I might wrap this up a little bit early. Take my ass to bed. Chivo hit him with the LMAO. Zeus, my guy. What's up, man? He says, JJ McCarthy just start working at HEB. Brother, I don't know, man. Here's what I'll say about the JJ McCarthy stuff, because I think I am getting borderline sick of talking about it, because my opinion still hasn't really changed. I think you have to separate. There's two buckets in which I evaluate players. Specifically, Vikings players, right? There's a fan bucket. I'm rooting for these players as fans and I believe in them in real life. And then there's fantasy football analysis. And I talk in these two different lanes at times. And sometimes I think people cross those when they shouldn't be crossed because I try to keep them separate for the most part. As a fan, I still have belief in JJ McCarthy. Less belief today than I had 6 months ago. However, I do think this is a young quarterback that needs some development. There have been flashes, which I've liked. There have been low points. So as a fan, I'm still team JJ McCarthy. I'm still supporting JJ McCarthy. I'm still rooting for JJ McCarthy as a Vikings fan. And I think he should be given, at minimum, the 2026 season as well. You get this year and next year. If you don't look good after that, we could go looking for another quarterback. And I don't mind that conversation if you still look bad at the end of next year. For fantasy, I am not suggesting that anybody goes out and buys JJ McCarthy anymore. It's not something that I would do. We talked about him being a buy a long time ago. His value went up. We said maybe he was on sell territory. I still like JJ McCarthy, still like the offense. For fantasy, we're not in anymore. In redraft, I have him in a redraft league. I'm borderline considering dropping him. That's where we're at with him in fantasy. But as a fan, I hope my stance is still clear. Pi says 10 teams, start 7, Javonte, Ladd, ETN, or Amon-Ra St. Brown. It's Amon-Ra. Amon-Ra, Amon-Ra, Amon-Ra. He says, that's a redraft, by the way. Okay, same thing. Yeah, it's still Amon-Ra. Would you do Ladd and a 26 mid-first for CD as a contender? I think I'd rather have Ladd in the first. Full PPR flex, pick one, Ferguson, Franklin, Worthy, Alec Pierce. I'm going Ferguson. Pick 2 running backs to start, Harvey, Warren, Judkins, or Kenneth Walker. Warren and Judkins. 9-3, 12 team. PPR, used my number 1 waiver claim for Devin Neal. Was saving it in case one of my running backs got injured. The team is JT, Kyron, Chase, Pearsall, Jennings, DJ Moore, Kittle, Sharp, Trey Benson. If you are not going to play Devin Neal this week, I'm not burning the number 1. So if you think you're going to play him, sure. I would not play him over JT. I would not play him over Kyron. I probably would not play him over most of those wide receivers. So I'm probably not burning it. But if you are going to burn it, you got to make sure you're playing Devin Neal this week. Insidious says McCarthy will be all right. He just needs a solid few games, no injuries, and full trust from the OC. Yeah, that's the thing, man. I feel like life hasn't been made easy on McCarthy so far. He was a little bit coddled to begin with. I think that was a little bit on Kevin O'Connell. And they're not setting him up with some easy plays. I also think, unfortunately, this is a kid who probably needs to get a fucking full offseason of reps without an injury, without the birth of a kid, without all of these other things happening. And let's just get to work, man. Like, I don't know. It's frustrating. I think it's definitely frustrating as a fan, but what can you do? Got to just keep rooting for the kid, man. That's what I'm always doing until he's out of that purple and yellow. And even if he's still, out of the purple and yellow, I still might be rooting for the kid, man. He's a super likable kid. He's legitimately, I think, a very good person. But, people are hating on him a little hard right now. Knicks, Dart, or Purdy. Also need 1 running back, 1 wide receiver, and 1 flex out of Jalen Warren, Pittman, Odunze, BTJ, and Rico. I'm going with Knicks as the QB. The running back for me is going to be Jalen Warren. The wide receiver is going to be Pittman. And I'm going to take the flex as Rico. Is 9 going to be that guy anytime soon? see, man. We'll see. Time will tell. Tough part, though, is that y'all have a roster that isn't built for a young developing quarterback, have too much invested, need to win now, so it makes it hard to stay patient with JJ. I agree, but at the same time, if you felt that way, why did you go to the young guy anyways? You know what I mean? Like, I think the defense is older. The core I'm not too worried about on offense. All the guys, O'Neal, Darisaw, Jefferson, Addison, Hawkinson, I'm not worried about any of those guys. You know what I would love to see happen, though? Best thing that I think we can do, and people are going to say, why would you invest more into the offense in Minnesota? If we get a top 10 pick, which it looks like we're trending towards a top 10 pick, I'm ripping Jeremiah Love, first player off of the board in the top 10, and I'm giving a legitimate elite level type of running back in the backfield behind McCarthy and let him hand that bitch off a couple times. Get this run game going. And I think Jeremiah Love would be awesome in that offense. He's the guy that I want in purple and yellow more than anybody right now. In this upcoming draft class, that is. Jivo says, are the mods deleting my questions? I mean, technically we don't have mods. I ban people who spam auto, but it's usually if they're spamming like links in the chat, so it shouldn't be blocking them. I mean, try it again. If it's this question, you said, should you call out of work tomorrow, get a 4-day weekend? I mean, you could develop a cough, you know, over the next couple of minutes, and then you know what I mean? Like, I ain't saying yes or no, but you know what I'm saying. Texans defense, set it and forget it. I think so. And then Zeus says, thank you, brother, for your honesty opinion. That's why I like every video. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Yes. What is this for? Him being the guy? Maybe? Yeah. Theo Johnson or 2-3 in a Dynasty 12-man. Give me the 2-3. Easy to replace tight ends of that level. 2-2-1 flex league. Team is Dak, Achane, Brees, Judkins, Swift, Sharbs, Amon-Ra, Rice, Tet, Tez, Kittle. Would you send Tet plus for Dowdle? No, I'd rather have Tet plus. 12 by 10, Superflex, PPR, tight end premium. How many firsts on top of a high-producing older quarterback like Baker or Dak would you need for Josh Allen? I mean, the reality is it probably doesn't get done unless you're talking at least 2. So it's probably got to be those guys plus 2. Because if it's just 1, it doesn't get done, in my opinion. If you came to me, I'm thinking if I'm the Josh Allen manager, if you come to me with Baker in a first, keep it pushing, buddy. Go somewhere else with that offer. Insidious says, top 5 favorite Vikings of all time. Stephon Diggs. It's one of my favorite Vikings ever. Dalvin Cook. Love Dalvin Cook. Jefferson has to fall in there. So that's 3. I loved Eric Kendricks. Eric Kendricks was an awesome player to root for. I'm going to go with him. I got to find one more. Might be Rhodes closed. Xavier Rhodes. I think Xavier Rhodes, Jefferson, Diggs, Dalvin, Kendricks. I think those are the 5 I'm going with. 8-4, 12-team PPR. I have 2 trades I can take now. Trade Derrick Henry for Javonte plus Diggs. I'm down for that one. Then I trade Diggs plus Henderson for Nico. What are your thoughts? So then you would basically net Javonte and Nico. I'm down for it. I think that helps you, and I'm all for it. I could take Bucky Irving instead of Javonte. I'd rather have Bucky, I think. I'd rather have Bucky. His rest of season schedule's better. Do you think I can ride Matthew Stafford out for the rest of the season? I still have Jackson Dart. I think so. I think Stafford's going to be a league winner down the stretch for us still. Igbuka, Sutton, BTJ, and London play 2. Any chance London plays? Right now, I'm not projecting him to play. But I think if he does, I'm going Igbuka and London. If he doesn't, it's Igbokwe and probably Igbokwe and Sutton. Or just Theo Johnson or Wandell. That was for the... I think that's the trade. I think I'd rather have the 2-3. It's mandatory you put Randy Moss in that top 5. I would agree. However, I wasn't really watching football when Moss was, in his prime for the Vikes. So it's hard for me to put him there because I didn't watch him with my own 2, So the guys that I mentioned are all guys that I watched with my own 2 and I actively rooted for as a fan. So that's kind of what I based it on. But yeah, I mean, Randy's the GOAT, man. Like one of the GOATs. So you have to. But I based it off my own 2 eyes, what I watched with my own 2 eyes. Mechie or Parker Washington. I think BTJ comes back, so it kind of makes makes me kind of sus playing Parker. I agree, but I think I would still go Parker over Mechie. You still grinding Arc Raiders? Yes, sir. I just got off of it right before this stream. Think at this time all of my stuff for my expedition is done. All of my I think I'm like level 50. The max you can get is 75 this season, so I'm at 50 right now. And just got my ass kicked like 4, expeditions in a row, 4 drops in a row. Just losing loadout after loadout after loadout. Was getting killed tonight. But, you win some, you lose some. Some days it's good. You come back with a bunch of loot, a bunch of goop, if you know what I'm saying. And some days you don't. Grizz says, if you have Stafford, would you drop Baker for a depth piece keeper league? That's a tough one. I think I'm okay doing it. I was looking at the rest of the season schedules. Baker's is tough. Defensive special teams for playoffs, Seahawks, Pittsburgh, or the Chargers. I would probably go with... I don't like the Chargers for the playoffs. All their matchups are tough. Dallas, Kansas City, Philly, Horde. So, no, not them. The Seahawks, they get tough matchups as well. You got Indy and the Rams in the first and the second round of the playoffs. For Pittsburgh, you get Miami, and that's the only one that has a good matchup. So all of them are bad, I think, defenses for the playoffs. So I'll lean... Seattle. But yeah, I don't have a ton of confidence in any of them. The matchups are tough for them. No problem, Grizz. All right, folks, I think we are caught up. And we are. It's about 50 minutes in. I said we'd go about an hour. Like I said, my throat's a little bit, it's hurting a little bit right now. So, honestly, I think I'm going to wrap it right here. Like I said, we've went about an hour. We've got about 120 questions answered so far. So, I feel like we've done a good job. We do have another stream here on Friday that we're going to do. So, just in case you guys are still looking for stuff when it comes to Thanksgiving Day games, we have the 3 games on Thanksgiving. We do have a Black Friday game as well. I am going to have the running back and the wide receiver rankings on the channel tomorrow. So those will be here. And that should give you an idea of how I'm viewing these players when it comes to lineup decisions. As always, too, if you guys need any extra help, hit me in the Discord. I'll try and be active in there. I know it's a shorter week. Lots of information that we're still getting. I know people got family and stuff going on right now this week, too. So, bear with me if it's a little slow. Other than that, though, trying to help you guys win. Hopefully we're doing so. If you've been around all year, hopefully you got a winning record. But other than that, I have nothing else for you guys. Do me the favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well, and go join the Discord. Appreciate everybody showing me love. Thank you there. Appreciate you guys, Grizz, MK, Insidious. And let's see, last one from Pie Guy. He says, any recent Dynasty trades you want to flex getting done? We had the trade deadline in all of my leagues yesterday, and I made 2 deadline deals. I did, one of them I sold Kirk Cousins. It was a 10-team super flex. Sold Kirk Cousins for 2 fourths and a fifth. So just wanted him off the roster. Not anything worth flexing, but it was one of the more recent ones. And then another deal that I made was I sold Kyle Monungai for an early second and a third in 2026. So rebuilding team. I got Monungai in the 5th round of a rookie draft this last year, and flipped him, took my profit of a 2 and a 3, sold him to a Bears fan, and no, it was not MFGDs, but I sold him to a Bears fan and got a 2-3. That one I feel like I might have got away with a little something there. Other than that though, Wandell or Theo in a 0.5 premium, I'm going with Wandell. And that's it, folks. So appreciate everybody. Nothing else for you guys today. I will see you on the next episode, but until then, peace out.